Hey, how's it going? My name is Reece. Now in today's video, I'm going to run you through the 5-step process that we use to increase social media marketing agency sharp rates for your sales calls. Now, the strategies that I'm going to be sharing with you today are strategies that I use to grow my own marketing agency to multiple 6 figures. It's what I use now in my consulting agency to get a very, very high sharp rate. And it's also the same strategies that I teach my clients who use methods such as cold calling, cold email, and really cold outreach, which notoriously sometimes has a really, really bad sharp rate. So I'm going to show you those tactics and walk you through the 5-step process. My goal is to help you increase your sharp rate so you can get more clients. So pretty much let's jump straight into it. Now, number one is something that a lot of people, especially beginners, they just want to get the call booked in. And that's their goal. Their goal is like, hey, let's just get the call booked in. And so they don't really care when they're getting it booked in for. But that's a problem because when it comes to cold, you have to understand that the person you're speaking with doesn't know too much about what you're offering. And they definitely don't know the value as much as you do, right? So hopefully you're very, very confident in the offer that you've got. And you're in a position where you yourself really believes in what you're selling, but you have to realize that these people that you're selling it to or that you're booking the call with, they don't really know what's going on. Now, they only know what you've told them. So if you've had a cold call with them, and really this video is like, is really best for like cold, but the same strategy, we use it for everything anyway. But if you're doing cold, like for example, cold calling, what you want to do is when you're speaking with the person, try and get the call booked in for as soon as possible. And the reason for this is the closer to the call that they are, the more that they'll remember why they booked in the first place. So what I mean by that is, let's say that you've done your cold call, and I'm not too sure exactly what kind of cold calling or cold email script you use, but if you're doing sales correctly, then what you would have done is, created some type of pain in them and then positioned the call as the way that they would get away from that pain and they would solve and alleviate that pain. And if you've done that correctly, then you've already kind of given them a reason to show up to the call. But what we want to do is post the call in the position where it's like as soon as possible to the time that you booked it. And because by doing this, they're still in a bit of a state of pain from when you had the conversation. They still understand why they're speaking with you from an emotional perspective, because naturally speaking in sales, people are trying to alleviate pain for the most part. They want to get to some place that they're not yet at, and your position, your offer is going to help them actually close that gap and get them to where they want to be. So the first step is just booking the call as quickly as possible for as soon as you can. And the way to do this, if you're on a cold call, just say to them, hey, today's Friday, so I would say, do you have any space, do you have time today or tomorrow, or maybe do you have time today or early next week? Would be a good idea, right? But don't just say do you have time to book in a call or something along those lines, or when would it make sense for us to speak? You want to kind of give them a day or two. So ideally you want to kind of say, any chance that you can speak later today or, maybe towards the end of this week, depending on which day you're speaking. And the way that you're going to do that, you don't need to use that exact phrasing that I just used there. That's not so important. The important part is that you're giving them 2 days or a day and then a portion of the week to give it, make more sense. So if you're speaking now on like a Thursday or a Friday, you'd say, would it make sense for us to speak today or early next week? And if you're speaking maybe Monday or Tuesday, you can say, would you be available later today or maybe or tomorrow or later in the week, etc., etc. So we can have a call and blah, blah, blah. But the point is you want to get that booked in as soon as possible, especially when you're doing cold calls, because what you've done is you've created a bit of pain. And then what's going to happen is slowly over time now, that pain is going to slowly fade away. And if it goes all the way down and they completely forget, if they've booked 2 weeks in advance, they're going to completely forget what kind of pain it is that they were feeling when they booked in. Because that's the only reason they accepted. You created some pain, you showed them that you could alleviate that pain and get them to where they want to be, so they took action. So you've got to bring that back up by not creating such a massive delay in between you speaking with them and actually having the call. So that's step one. Step two is having a good nurture system. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of people know already that you should have an automated booking process where you use something like Go High Level, and people book in on the calendar, and then you go out, you send an email or you send an SMS with reminders. Now, that itself is the simplest thing that you must be doing. But there's a step further. What you should consider doing in your first email, and the process that we use in the first email, every email that they receive, we're sending them a video, we're sending them a link to a page that they go. It's like a call confirmation page. Other people call it things like sending homework or sending some resources before the call, but put simply, it's a call confirmation page. You send them the link to this page, especially if they book with cold calling. You know, they didn't book anything, so there's no page that opened when they booked in, right? They only have your email and your reminders, your confirmation. So in the confirmation email, include the link to your call confirmation page and just say to them, hey, please check out the video on this page before our call. They will load up the page, and on the page itself is going to have a little video where you tell them a little bit more about who you've helped, how you've helped them, and you want to focus more about the what and less about the how. So you want to still get them to want to attend the call. You don't want to give them too much information that they feel like they don't need to attend the call. You want to give them enough to make them feel like, yeah, that's the problem that I've got, and make them want to show up, so your call will actually solve their problems. And again, we're positioning the call as the solution to their problems, because it is the next step. So that's the first thing. And this is the second step. And this is really having a good nurture system in place. Now, step 3 is adding them on social media, because especially if somebody has booked in cold, for example, right now we're doing a lot of cold email, so a lot of people booking for cold email. And what I'll do, I'll go ahead and I'll add them on LinkedIn or Facebook, depending on what social media we get from them. When people book in, we ask them to leave a social media link. If they don't leave, then I'll go ahead, I'll find an account and I'll add them there. The reason that I do this is because I want to be seen in multiple different places and give them more ways to reach me if they have any questions or any concerns, or they need to reschedule, or they're thinking about canceling the call, or whatever it may be. So I'm going to add them on social media. As like a little side step here, you want to make sure that you're posting content. I've got a little really simple quote: never post content. Never do outreach without content, and never do content without outreach, because the two work together. And you've got to make sure that you're utilizing that to your benefit. It doesn't take a lot for you to go on social media and post like once a day, maybe 5 times a week, or you can even do less. Just post something. And then when people book in from cold, you can go ahead and add them. Because remember, if you've called somebody and you've kind of disturbed their day for a second, and they've booked in a call with you, that's great. They've booked in the call, but they still don't know who you are. And they need to know who you are to see the value of what's going to happen when it comes to the call. You know, should they even attend the call in the first place? And that's really what this 5-step process is doing. It's showing them the value of attending and showing them why they should attend the call in the first place. So that was step 3. Add them on social media. It could be Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Doesn't matter, as long as it's somewhere that they seem like they're actually active on. And post content so they get nurtured by the content. They can see what kind of results you've been getting other people, how you could potentially help them, and they want to be able to trust you before the call. Step 4 is just confirm with them that they'll be able to attend on the call. So if you're doing cold calling, I actually leave this as more of like a last resort type of situation, because a lot of people do this, right? So I prefer not to, but it does work very, very well. You just don't always need to do it, is what I'm trying to say. What you do is you just say, sure. You lock in the conversation. So you lock in the call. You say, cool, yep, that's all done. That's confirmed. Just before we go, is there any reason that you wouldn't be able to attend the call on Friday at 2 p.m.? You state when it is. And if they say, no problem at all, I can definitely reach it, you can say, cool. And could you just promise me that you'll reach out if there is any issues so we can reschedule? And they'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem at all. And you'll be like, cool, I'll send you a text so you've got my number. If there's any issues, just send me a text before the call and we can change the time if we need to. And that way you've asked them to confirm with you the time. You've asked them to kind of promise you that they're actually they're gonna attend. And if not, they're gonna let you know, most importantly, because that's what we want. It's not, people can change their mind, but if they have a concern that comes up, we want to get a chance to actually overcome that concern, not just receive a text like, hey, I didn't show up because I'm not interested, enjoy your day. Like, that's what we want to avoid by having that open line of communication, letting them know that they can come to us if there's any concerns, and then we can work that out together. And it's not like some 1v1 situation, it's like us working together, okay? And then the fifth step is the simplest, but a lot of people overlook this because they've got the automations. People tend to overlook it, but step 5 is just manually reach out to them on the day. Manually reach out to them on the day, let them know, like, be transparent, let them know that you're looking forward to the call. Just saying, hey, send them a message. This is where social media comes in. I'll send them a message, or I'll send them a text or a WhatsApp or something like that. And I'll just say to them, hey, looking forward to our call today. Just wanted to check that you received the Zoom link. That's it. Something along those lines. And I don't copy and paste it. I just type what I'm feeling in the moment, but it's around that kind of those lines. And then I'll send it out, and then most people will be like, yep, got the link. Some people will be like, no, can you send me the link? And I'll drop the link to them. And then some people won't respond. And if they don't respond, then you might know, like, okay, maybe they won't attend, but there's no way to know for sure. But by doing this, you increase the chances that people are actually going to remember the call, they're going to remember who you are, they're going to see the value. And the reason that I try to send this message from social media is because they can always just quickly look at my profile and see, actually, wait, what's this guy about? And then they'll go and they'll see the valuable content, and they'll see everything else there. And that naturally really helps actually improve the show up rate. As a little bonus for you, if they don't show up, give them a call. A lot of people don't do this, but they give you their number. You've got their number if you called them. If they didn't call, then, if it wasn't a cold call, then you would still get their number when you're booking the call. So just give them a quick call. Just literally call them up, say, hey, it's Reece. Hey, John, it's Reece. I'm on Zoom. Did you get the link? I'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, oh, Reece, yeah, I totally forgot. Hold on, I'm dropping on now. Or they'll be like, hold on, I got an issue with the link. Can you resend it? You'll be like, sure. Or they'll be like, hey, I've got some technical issue. And you'll be like, cool, no problem. And then you can walk them through the technical issue, especially if you're working with a niche that's a little bit older typically, or might not be as technologically aware. So yeah, those are the 5-step process. Pretty simple. Try to book in today or tomorrow. Have a good nurture system, including confirmation emails, SMS, reminders, and also having some type of call confirmation page with information about what kind of value they're going to be getting from the call. Number 3, add them on social media and make sure you're posting content so they can get nurtured by the content. Number 4, confirm with them that they'll actually be able to attend the call on the day manually. Number 4, confirm with them that they will be able to attend on the cold call. And then number 5, manually contact them on the day. And that's it. As long as you do that and you follow the process, you'll be good. Your show up rates will increase. You'll have more people attending. You'll be able to pitch more people. You'll be able to close more people. And you'll be able to make more money for your agency. Now, if you are an agency owner yourself who is looking for a little bit more help getting more consistent and predictable flow of qualified meetings to your agency, click the first link in the description below. It's a little video. It tells you a little bit more about what we do, who we help, how we've helped them, what kind of results they've been able to achieve. That would help you see, whether or not I might be a fit and might be able to actually help you out and help you grow. So if you want it, click the link below. If not, totally fine. Click the subscribe button instead, and I'll see you again in the next video.